energy, talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll, ain't nobody checking me, crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three, still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies, she just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories, New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be, and if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy, yeah, look at us, whole city is wild, this is New York, why y'all ever counted us out, any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now, fast break on the court, all up and down, lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side, bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster neck with the ribeye, either way we winning the overtime if we get tired, get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up, gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub, by the third quarter in, no they ain't catching up, gotta stay in the lead before the shot clock buzz, if the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again, make the finals once before, we gon' do it again, bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again, it's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah. Yo, put your hands up, if you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up, yo, put your hands up, if you from New York, put your hands up, yo, look, put your hands up, if you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up, look, put your hands up, hey yo, New York City, put your hands up, Sky, baby.
What up, what up, what up? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Bishop D-Lo. We here, you're there. It is September 3rd, 2024. We're back from hiatus. We took a little break for the summertime, lot going on. Bishop J Mac was off cruising. Bishop L, well, we'll wait until Bishop L gets here and he'll tell you what's been going on with him. Keisha was running back and forth, going to weddings in San Diego. It was convocation season for me, so I was all over the place. Pastor Wright was doing his thing all over the place. But guess what? Your boys are back. Your lady is back. Yeah, Keisha's a lady. So we're all back here tonight, September 3rd, 2024. The church guys and church gals, the church folks sports show is here for September 3rd, 2024. And I know what you hear in the background playing the instrumental of the iconic classic song written by the great Stevie Wonder. And obviously, it's somebody's birthday today. It's somebody's birthday today. So do me a favor, if you don't mind, jump in the comments and wish your boy a happy birthday. Wish me a happy birthday. Come on, jump in the comments, wish me a happy birthday. Today is my birthday. I am excited for another year, another trip around the sun, another opportunity that God has given me to be able to bring more to this life. And I am grateful. I am beyond grateful in this world where, you know, people are gone way too soon. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be alive more than anything else. So happy birthday to me. Y'all don't mind if I take a moment just to celebrate God's life in me, because that's what it is. He is the giver of life. And so I ain't gonna get all preachy. It's a sports show, but I'm grateful. 48 years young, 2 years shy of 50, and I'm grateful for this 48th birthday that God has allowed me to have and to live. I'm excited, and we're hoping that you know, as you all are here today, we are grateful. I'm excited. No, I mean, you ain't got to be excited for me, but I'm excited. Thank you, my brother Willie Green. Appreciate you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. But it's another year. It's another birthday. And for that, we're grateful. Thank you all so much for the love I've been getting all day long on social media. Thank you for the love you've been showing all day long. Thank you for those who have thought it not robbery to even send me a little something. I'm not one of those people that put up a flyer. I mean, I put up a flyer every year just to commemorate my birthday. I will put up a post for myself, but I never ask for anybody to send me any money or anything. That's just not me. I'm not against nobody who does it. That's just not me. But I am grateful for 48 years of life. I'm happy to be alive again. And you're watching the Church Guy Sports Show podcast. My cousins on here, Jenny. I am out celebrating. I'm celebrating right now. I'm celebrating with the people I love, with you all that are here. Y'all, you know, at this point in my life, if I can be real, and we're going to get into sports in just a minute, but if I can be real, to Jenny, to your point, like, listen, I have pretty much done it all in life. Like, I've lived life. I've lived a life. You know, I've hung out. I've been to the clubs. I've done things. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, I've never been a drinker or a smoker or anything like that. But I've lived life. You know, at this point in my life, 48 years young, I'm just grateful to be alive. And the most important things to me at this stage in my life are being able to celebrate these moments with people who genuinely have my best interest at heart, with people I genuinely love, and then most importantly, doing things that I genuinely enjoy doing. And coming here before you, whether it's in the capacity as a bishop, where I'm sharing the word of God, or whether it's in this capacity as a guru of sports, so to speak. I am excited to be in this. So while I'm waiting for everybody to get on here tonight, I'm excited. I don't know where the folks are, but they slow arriving. Well, I really want to talk to Bishop L. I want him to come on tonight, because I definitely want to talk to Bishop L about what's going on with him. But, you know, I'm just, you know, at this point in life, it's really just more about being a part of, you know, great things with great people. And it's no longer about, it's no longer about, you know, trying to create anything else. It's no longer about that. So, you know, it's not my birthday show. Yeah, yes, she did. She did hit me up, and I responded to her. I hope she got it. I don't know if she had work or nothing, but I appreciated my goddaughter, Lakaima, one of the wonderful godchildren that God has blessed me to have, along with my own natural children. I got 3 of my own, and then God has blessed me with a bunch of goddaughters and a bunch of godsons. I got 4 godsons. I got 4 goddaughters, and I'm just grateful, you know, God has allowed me to be able to pour into their lives in different ways, in different capacities, and, you know, just being there for them, and countless other people that the Lord has allowed me to be connected with at this point in my life. But enough about that. We're here to talk sports. I hope you missed us. We've been away for a few weeks, and we're grateful. So thank you for joining us for the ride. Tonight, we want to talk about a number of things that are going on in the world of sports. So stick around. If you're a sports fan, if you're a sports aficionado, if you are someone who wants to learn more about sports and the different things that are going on in the realm of sports, we definitely want to talk to you tonight. So again, do me a favor. It's there at the bottom of the screen. We want you to like, share, tag, and comment. Again, we need you to like, share, tag, and comment. Like the post. Click the heart. Click the thumbs up sign. I'm not talking about within the post where you tap it and it says that. There you go. I start to see it. Click the like. Click the heart. Let's send up. Get the algorithm working so that it goes out in front of people. Do me a favor, if you're on Facebook, if you're on my personal page, you can watch this here. But also, we have a page, a Church Guys Sports Show page on Facebook. We want you to like that page. We want you to share that page. Share out this live for a sports aficionado who loves the Lord as well. We want them to be a part of this as well. We want you to, if you are on YouTube, we want you to click the bell notification that will subscribe to our podcast, which will allow you to know whenever we go live. By the way, we're live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. This is episode 12 of our podcast. You can also, if you're watching on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, we invite you to join us there as well every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And then if you happen to miss the show, or you just want to download an audio-only version of the show, me, in my older age, I work out a lot more, so I'm always putting my headphones in and turning on podcasts. I like to listen to podcasts. That's one of my guilty pleasures. I enjoy listening to podcasts. So one of the things that I do is I listen to podcasts while I'm working out. So if you're like me and you like to do that, we have something for you as well. The Church Guys Sports Show podcast is also available on streaming platforms that stream podcasts. So that's Apple Podcasts, that's Spotify, that's iHeartRadio. We are on, that's Google Podcasts. We are on all of them. Go into one of those, whatever your favorite podcasting app is, type in A Church Guys Sports Show, and you'll see that logo that's behind me. You'll see that logo, and you can download the podcast or listen to it right from there. So we're about to get into it on tonight as I'm awaiting our co-host to come in. I'm looking for Keisha. I'm looking for J-Mac. I'm looking for everybody. We are here, and I'm excited about tonight's show as we're back after a little bit of a break. So let's get right into it on tonight. We invite you to join the conversation on tonight. We want you to like, share, tag, and comment. Tonight's show is going to be interesting, and it's going to be very interactive for those of you. That's why I really want you to share it, because I want to do something that we've obviously never done on the Church Guys Sports Show podcast. The NBA season is right around the corner. In fact, 2K Sports is releasing NBA 2K25 this coming week. But the actual NBA season is about 6 weeks away. And with it being about 6 weeks away, now it's almost time to start making those predictions about what's getting ready to happen in the 2024-25 NBA season. So what we want to do is we want to give our way too early predictions for the 24-25 NBA season. We want you to give your predictions. Who's going to win the NBA championship? Who's going to finish first in the conference? Who's going to have the best record? Will the Knicks continue to build upon what they've done over the last season? Will Jalen Brunson continue an ascent into superstardom? Will Jaylen Brown piggyback off of the NBA Finals MVP to take that leap to the next stratosphere? He's already getting paid over $300 million over the course of his contract. Will Jason Tatum live up to his contract? These are things that we want to talk about tonight. So it's our way too early NBA prediction show, and many other things that we're going to talk about tonight, but we definitely want to get into that. So start putting it in the comments. Type in the comments, who is your choice for MVP? Who is your choice for Rookie of the Year? Sixth Man of the Year? Most Improved Player? Coach of the Year? NBA Executive of the Year? Who's going to win the Eastern Conference? Who's going to win the Western Conference? Who's going to be the biggest bust of the NBA season? We want to hear from you tonight in the comments, so we are looking forward to hearing it. Bree, I love you. My niece, how are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Come on. All right. One more time. Since you said it, one more time. Let's go. It's a celebration, y'all. It's a celebration. I'm celebrating life, so you might as well just get with it. I'm sorry I had to do that. My niece said happy birthday, Bishop, so I had to throw it on real quick. But anyway, so we want you to jump in the comments. We want you to let us know what's what as we join in our regular hosts for tonight and for every night. That graphic behind me is wrong, and Butler still hasn't fixed it yet. I mean, he ain't got nothing but time on his hands right now, but that's another conversation. But we welcome in Keisha Carter. We welcome in Bishop J-Mac. What is going on, family? It's been a long time. I missed y'all. Thank you. Wait, you did it. Wait, here we go. Hey!
Okay.
J-Mac ain't gonna dance with us. He been dancing for the last month because, he been on cruises, But I'm sure Bishop J-Mac is all. I'm sure Bishop J-Mac is all cruised out at this point.
See, I'm glowing. Y'all don't see that glow?
That glow is there.
See the glow.
The glow is there. There's a big smile on his face. He is rested. Y'all, wait. Let me. Can we solo our brother for just a second? Look at that glow. That is the glow of a happily married man who is retired and has just finished vacationing. That's what I'm talking about. That glow is real. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, family?
Sunday was good too at Bishop Butler's. It was.
Oh yeah, I watched the
So
video.
you
had
want
the
to go
spirit
to
to act
people's
up.
churches and tear up people's churches. That's what you wanted to do?
No, I was talking to a friend of mine about that, Keisha. Actually, all jokes aside, I was talking to another preacher friend of mine about that Sunday morning as well, because I'm just coming off a little break as well from my church. It's something about that first day back in the pulpit after you've had a break. It's a whole different level of anointing.
I mean,
it's something else.
That was my second service, morning service at my church too. I mean, but listen, by the time I got to my car,
He told Glory to shreds. Oh, I know you were asleep after that. I know you was. He tore Glory to shreds. Listen, if y'all get a chance, go to the Glory Tabernacle, the Glory Church YouTube page, or you can go to Robert Vincent Butler II on Facebook and watch that video. Bishop J. Mack, and I'm not saying it because he here. Y'all know we real over here. That Negro, I have to use the politically correct term. I'll call him something else in the comments. But I'm sorry, in our group chat. But that Negro preached his tail off on this past Sunday.
Listen, you know where I was at. I had no choice.
That's true. That's true. That's true. You go to Glory, you got to bring it. That is the absolute truth. Because I mean, we talking that's Butler's church. You can't go in there and go halfway. What they get every Sunday, you gotta come and you gotta bring it when you go there.
You better come. You can't come with no appetizer. You better bring that steak, shrimp, and lobster when you up there.
All of it. That's right.
That's it.
That's what he's eating every day now.
What'd you say?
I said that's what Butler's eating every day now.
Yeah, I talked to him last night. He called me at midnight for my birthday. I told him last night, listen, I see the stuff that you eating. You better chill. You done did all of this work to get your weight down and get your health together. Let's not go backwards. If
I was in Brooklyn, I could train them, but I'm out here, so
right. And I'm in Virginia, but we got to stay on him and make sure that he don't go backwards and revert to.
Listen, when I get off of here, I'm hitting my work. As soon as I get off with y'all, that's what I'm going to do.
Listen, gotta get to work. Listen, I understand. I got my work in earlier as well. You got to get it in.
But happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Getting younger, huh?
Getting better. That's all. Just getting better. Just getting better.
Aging like fine wine.
That's right. A fine
See?
wine.
See, this is what happens when you have a good woman by your side. You see, make y'all men look good. See, look at that.
Listen,
I
can't dispute it. That's for sure.
I love my Lady McKenna. You know that's my girl.
But we know how you feel about Lady McKenna. So we know that's your bestie.
I can't dispute it. So
let's get right to it.
But I'm looking forward to this show tonight.
Oh yeah, tonight is going to be a lot of fun.
Because Keisha Carter put up a little something.
Yeah, I saw that, and I didn't respond.
I didn't respond.
Right, that's what I'm saving for the show.
Miss want to come to the garden. Now, I haven't said nothing. I've been letting y'all get on her. Miss want to go in the garden with an LBJ jersey, and then you wait, and then you put up. Y'all not gonna be happy. So I already know where this is going. So are you reverting? Are you turning?
She's going backwards. Double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
This is what the show is for. We about to talk about it. This is what the show is for. But I am going to be wearing my LeBron James jersey.
You won't be coming with us in there.
Right. We're not going
Y'all
with you.
know I'm wearing that.
You going to walk ahead or far behind?
Or far behind.
Not in New York City.
So for those of you who all of you who obviously don't know, we have a separate group chat that we talk sports all throughout the week. We set up the show and do everything like that in our group chat. And Keisha has already been researching tickets because Knicks Lakers at the Garden this year is a nationally televised primetime game on a Saturday night. I mean, obviously two of the marquee franchises of the NBA, the Knicks and the Lakers.
That's at the Garden.
At the Garden.
It's going to be at the Garden.
Oh,
it's at the Garden.
I can't wait for
that's a Saturday night, 8:30. We got a prime time on ABC that night.
I
It's on
can't wait for
Saturday.
Jalen Brunson to cross up Bronny. I can't wait.
Oh, that's gonna be ugly if Bronny get in, but that's another conversation. I'm just saying. No, we're gonna get into it.
Okay.
But for those of you who obviously are wondering what we're talking about, Keisha's not a Laker fan. Let's just be clear.
Right, let's put that out there.
Keisha is not a Los Angeles Lakers fan. Keisha is a LeBron James fan. That's the one thing her and Dre Rumble have in common.
Big time.
They are fans of LeBron James. They follow
And
him.
I can understand that because in the 90s, I was a Larry Johnson fan, but I was not a Charlotte Hornet fan.
Right, but
So
you were a Knick fan.
I can get with that. Yes. So I'm not.
I got no problem with you being a fan of an individual player. I am admittedly a Kobe Bryant fan.
Yes.
I am a fan of. I have never been a Laker fan. No, I've never rooted for the Los Angeles Lakers, and especially not when they play in my New York Knicks. But I did the first ever NBA swingman jersey I bought wasn't a Patrick Ewing. It wasn't a Mark Jackson. It was a Kobe Bryant. So I am a Kobe Bryant. Always have been. I am a Kobe Bryant fan. But I'm a Knick fan first. But that's another conversation, Keisha. But within the group chat,
say he's conflicted. Oh, this is gonna get good.
Oh, this is it. Oh yeah. So Willie, we definitely want. We're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be a good show tonight. This is gonna be a good show. But Keisha puts in our group chat that she is going she wants to go to this game, Knicks Lakers in primetime, which is great. I think that's a game we should look to. So she put it in there. The tickets are not yet on sale. But like I said, y'all know I got a friend who can get us into the Chase Lounge if necessary. So I'm getting ready to hit him up. But then Keisha puts in the comments, let me go find my LeBron James jersey. And I said, wait, I'm not texting my friend this nonsense. Because
which is so many of them.
Firstly, there is no way in the world I can let you come into the Chase Lounge at Madison Square Garden with a bunch of Knicks fans wearing a LeBron James. You trying to get my pass revoked.
First and foremost, they're going to be so into my whole gear because I'm
No, they're not. No, these people. No, this is not a corporate. I mean, well, it's corporate because Chase owns it. But these are not corporate fans. These are real Knicks fans in here. That's why I hang out with them.
Who's gonna beat me?
That's not a corporate environment.
Have you ever been to the Garden as a hostile in a hostile environment and you be the opposing?
No, she don't know what that feels like. She don't know what that feels like.
Listen, I'll give you a testimonial, and it wasn't even at the Garden. I was back when Curtis Martin was playing for the Jets. I went to it was the Meadowlands back then, and they were playing Miami. They were playing the Dolphins, so a Florida team. So you're well familiar. And this guy was in. He had on. It was two of them had on Miami Dolphins. They had a Mark Duper jersey.
Mark Duper, wow, yeah, that's taking it back.
So that throwback and Clayton, one of them had Clayton, Mark Clayton, and Mark Duper. I'll never forget.
Shout out to both of them, two of the greatest Dolphins of all time.
They was pushing them, they was smacking them upside the head as we was walking out the stadium. New York is like that. New York is like that. Whether you're a female or a male, they don't care.
My cousin, as you all know, played for 10 years for the Minnesota Vikings. His very first year in the league, obviously, that was the year, his rookie season, the Vikings came to New York to play the Jets on a Monday night. I will never forget it. My entire family went. I'm a Jets fan. But I'm sitting in the Viking family section because my cousin plays for the Vikings. Do you not understand how many of my family members I had to defend that night?
The vitriol.
The folks, they're crazy.
I've been to a Jets game before.
The stuff they say to family members.
You know how many fights done broke out in the stands.
The Jets fans, football is crazy. Football is definitely crazy.
But the Garden ain't too far behind. Especially when it comes to LeBron.
LeBron and Trae Young. Because I was there for a Knicks-Hawks game in the Chase Lounge, and the vitriol they went after, they burned a Trae Young jersey after the game. I was there.
KD will get more respect with a KD jersey
right
in the Garden than you will coming in there with LeBron. I'm telling you,
with a Kyrie Irving jersey.
Yes, and they used to play right across the river. So
LeBron, Trae Young, those cats. And I agree, Willie. And now Tyrese Halliburton.
And Tyrese Halliburton.
I agree.
Those
I think
he surpassed Trae Young because we're so far removed from Trae Young even making the
right. He's not a factor anymore.
Right.
But
it's Tyrese.
But they will still go after Trae Young just on GP. I've seen it just because it's Trae Young. So we trying to save you. You can't. No.
We're gonna have fun that night.
You cannot come to the chair.
No, we're gonna have fun. You're gonna be at the seat.
I'm gonna see if my friend could get you a seat like on the other side of like the bridge.
Yeah,
away from us. We'll be there. We're not gonna be with you. No, absolutely not.
Right, we're not gonna renege on you coming with us.
Right, you come. You just can't sit with us.
That's it. Walk ahead or walk behind.
Willie talking about he coming and he gonna wear his Kobe jersey. No, cause Kobe gets respect in the Garden.
I think Kobe got respect.
Kobe gets respect.
Now that I will say.
Number 8 and number 24 will get respect in the Garden.
That I will say. Kobe got a different type of respect.
That number 6 to that number 23, no.
That jersey is worn when the Lakers ain't even playing there. They wear those to the Garden.
Right. Like Kobe gets mad respect in the Garden.
Yeah. So Willie ain't said nothing about wearing a Kobe jersey.
Right.
LBJ.
Yeah, that's the issue. That number 6 or that number 23 is not welcome in Madison Square Garden.
Even Magic Johnson is welcomed in the Garden.
That 32. You got a Kareem throwback. That's welcome in the Garden.
That's welcome. But LeBron, that's your opinion. That's not how a Knicks fan looks at it.
Lakers is Lakers no matter what. I mean, well, Willie, you're an actual Laker fan. So, again, respect to you. You are a legit Laker fan. So, actually, we're Magic. Again, Shaq will get that respect. Absolutely.
And Shaq did a lot of talking lately. Yeah. But nobody even cares about Shaq.
Listen, we're gonna talk about that a little bit as well as I welcome in my brother, B. George Smith. What's going on?
What's going on, y'all?
Willie, you better not come in no Smush Parker jersey.
Anthony Peeler.
Wait, I'm gonna go find the number 9 purple Nick Van Exel.
I love me some Nick Van Exel.
Nick the Quick.
Your boy, Keisha's boy had some comments last week about Jordan was the only skilled player.
I am the one who mentioned. I mentioned that, didn't I? He did say that. He said that in the interview that he's young. I gotta give him a pass. He's young.
No. I'm not giving none of these young dudes passes. No. I'm not giving none of them passes.
Topics, but I have to throw that out there because that thing really got me.
Listen, I'll be one of the first to say, yes, there's a romanticizing of us Gen Xers of the 90s era to a certain extent. But those of us who are ball players and are realists, we know how to come out of that. But for anybody in their right mind to say that Jordan was the only skilled player of an era.
He said only.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
You just named one of them. You gonna tell me Nick Van Exel wasn't skilled? You gonna tell me Nick Van Exel, Nick the Quick? They call him Nick the Quick for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna say Nick Van. Now we just talking about Nick Van Exel. We haven't even gone down. Nick Van Exel had the bounce. He had the bounce, and we gonna say Jordan was the only skilled player.
Nick Van Exel had a lot of skip to Malou in his game.
Man, that was so disrespectful what that dude said.
Yeah.
So that's why Magic don't say nothing.
Jackie Atkins, Willie.
Chucky Atkins.
Bruce
Bowen.
Bruce Bowen. Well, yeah, Keisha remember him. He played for Miami for a little while.
Yeah, he did. He was hitting them corner threes for y'all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I
that
don't
was
know.
so
Magic,
disrespectful what that dude said, man.
Magic, to get Magic to say something and he doesn't, I knew it hit a trigger. I knew it hit him. It was
Magic
like,
don't ever.
What?
Magic
because it was
always
bad. That was bad. But it was severely ignorant.
So I like that. Severely ignorant.
It was severely ignorant. Like that was like one of the worst takes ever. I think he's still on French time. When he said he's still on Paris time. Like I couldn't believe he said it. Like
I don't even know where that came from though. Like how did the conversation started?
Arrogance.
I don't think it's arrogance. I think it's ignorance. Because you got to remember, Ant is like...
I think it's a little bit of both, actually.
He's a basketball player, but at the same time, he has a football player's mentality. And he said, as we learned in the past, he tends to say things before thinking. AKA, we going up against the Mavericks next. I got Kyrie on a live mic on national TV.
And we killed him on here. Remember before the show started? We killed him on here for saying that. And what did Kyrie do?
And Kyrie sent him home.
So he has a history of putting his foot in his mouth. So this is he has a pattern.
But look at what he said. He prefaced by saying he didn't watch the games.
Right.
So how can you make a comment?
You can't comment on it. You can't comment on it. Absolutely.
But I was it was so
turn the recorder
off.
When they said you don't watch the games, turn the recorder off.
Right, there's nothing else to talk about at this point. There's nothing else to talk about.
Don't press send on that. Like, just don't.
It was so odd because I was like,
that's when you walk away and just end the interview right there. You just end the interview like.
They actually said that you resemble Michael Jordan, and you would say that, like you, and then you get an attitude when people do that, right? Because he got an attitude one time because he was just like, "Yo, I'm tired of everybody saying that I'm like Michael Jordan, blah blah blah." You go and say that. Then you come back and say, but he's the only skilled player?
You just disrespected everybody that came before you. You just disrespected everybody. I mean,
that's something
we
you
didn't
could never say.
Get to Kobe yet. We just talking about Nick Van Exel, great, good point guard. We haven't even touched Kobe yet. And you said Jordan was the only skilled player? When we looking at Kobe was Jordan 2.0, who took Jordan's moves and elevated them to the next level, and you just totally disrespect Kobe? Come on, man.
That was, he should have never said that. Never.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
It was absolutely horrible.
It was.
Now they're going to have a target on their back. That Minnesota Timberwolves team, every night, going to be a dog fight for them. From the worst to the first, it's going to be a dog fight every night for them dudes.
But first of all, they were good last year, so that did it by itself. But then you're already gonna have a target because you were better than people expected you to be. But then now you've done all this talking. Now you've added an extra layer to it, and we all know basketball players are creatures of the back page. They will never admit it, but they read those takes. They listen to those podcasts. They read those articles. Jordan was notorious for it himself as a player. They said Jordan would make stuff up so he could get up for a game. That adrenaline works for basketball players. You don't want that 82 games out of a season.
Exactly. And you're gonna be playing the worst team in the league,
and they're coming for you
for a playoff spot. Mm-hmm. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people had a lot to say over the weeks.
That's always been the gift and the curse of Madison Square Garden. That's why people say, "Oh, well, the Knicks have a history of struggling at home sometimes." Yeah, it's Madison Square Garden. It is regarded as the Mecca. So 41 nights a year, every team in the NBA is coming to have a career night in your building.
Reggie Miller said it best. He said, "Stage lighting." There's no lighting in the league in an arena like the Garden. It's stage lighting.
It's like you're playing on a stage.
I'm telling
Willie
you.
said the Nuggets are not feared anymore. Steph will get oh wow, okay, you got a bunch of takes. So let's
All
get
right,
to
let's,
it. Willie is segueing into it.
All right.
Let's go
So
to it.
pull that back up, because Willie's.
So, you want to go right there?
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to go right there. So Nuggets are not feared anymore. Oh, come on.
I don't agree with that.
Steph is not getting traded. He just
Steph's
got a
not
one.
getting- he just got a 1-year signed an extension
for like
$62 million.
He's getting Jordan contracts now. That's what they started. Remember they started they would give Jordan 1-year contracts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Steph has evolved to that level after that performance in France and after those championships. Now they're going to pay him, give him 1-year guaranteed deals. That's where Steph is. He's not leaving Golden State. They're not trading him. He's their franchise player.
He's retiring.
Draymond to a contender? No, nobody's traded for Draymond. Nobody's trading for Draymond.
Not for anything worth anything what they looking for.
Willie thinks that the Nuggets lost too many pieces.
Who they lose?
What do you guys say to that?
Yeah. Who did they lose?
Who did
they lose?
They still
KCP?
got Murray.
They lost KCP. And
They
Reggie
didn't lose
Jackson.
anybody.
Reggie Jackson didn't really play that much.
They didn't really lose a major piece.
Listen,
They
still got the Joker.
They're still top 6. They're not.
They still got.
Are they the favorites? No.
And Russell Westbrook is a serviceable backup point guard. I mean, whether we like it or not, you can feel how you want about his game. Russell Westbrook is a serviceable backup point guard that can turn back the clock occasionally. Russell Westbrook is going to win a game or two for Denver this year because that's what he does.
And as Russ showed in the past, where when he goes where he's wanted, he plays that much better.
I agree.
Denver Nugget roster: Trey Alexander, Christian Braun, Vjatko Konkar, Aaron Gordon, PJ Hall, Darren Holmes, Nikola Jokic, Spencer Jones, DeAndre Jordan, Gabe McLaughlin, Jamal Murray, Zeke Naji, Jalen Pickett, Michael Porter Jr., Dario Saric, Julian Strother, Hunter Tyson, Peyton Watson, Russell Westbrook, Jalen Williams, and Jameer Young.
They still got Michael Porter Jr. and they still got Aaron Gordon.
So the bench is weakened a bit.
The bench is thinner, yeah. The bench is thinner.
They still got them dudes who are them dudes.
Yeah.
Who does Westbrook cancel out? Westbrook doesn't have to cancel anybody out on an opposing team.
He's a wild card.
He's a wild card, and he's coming off the bench. If you notice, whenever those comparisons are made, they don't compare one bench player to another. It is the total bench. Now, yes, their bench is a little thinner, but Russell Westbrook is good enough to make a difference in a game or two just off the bench by himself. So I would absolutely look for that.
Who's better than them out? If we're talking about the top 10, where are we going to put them? Lower 5 or top 5? I put them top 5 out west.
So let's look at it. So let's jump right into it. Let's start in the Western Conference.
Right.
Okay.
So let's start in the Western Conference. Who is your pick to come out of the West this year, George?
Oh, the Lakers.
Okay.
The Lake. You said that would okay. Not as a fan.
The only team in the West that I fear is the Nuggets.
George, that is your legit take.
I'm gonna say this one more time. The only team I fear in the West is the Denver Nuggets. Any other team in the West that came before us in the playoffs in the last 2 to 3 years, we have defeated them. The Nuggets juggernaut, for some reason, they have a spell on us. It might have something to do with Marvin Darvin. I don't want to blame nobody, but I'm just going to say the only team.
The Marvin Darvin.
Well, y'all got who y'all got this year?
What you mean?
As the coach.
Rookie coach.
Don't start.
Willie says he's taking
Don't.
That's a legit.
Willie says he's taking the OKC Thunder out of the West this year.
Until they get I like the fact that they got Hartenstein for y'all, but still, that's not enough. Enough of an inside presence to propel them to the finals. No.
Chet Holmgren is there.
Chet Holmgren is not a real inside presence. He's a He's a long body, but he's not big.
He's
not
the OKC version of the Celtics, the unicorn.
One of the reasons why the Timberwolves ran through them was because they couldn't stop them on the inside.
That's true, and that's why they went and got Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, because he's going to do the dirty work that they don't really want Chet Holmgren doing anyway. Chet Holmgren is going to have more room to roam because he's going to essentially have Isaiah Hartenstein manning the middle, so to speak. He's going to have Isaiah Hartenstein to guard opposing centers, opposing bigs. So that's a huge pickup. You got to remember, OKC is coming off of 57 wins, so you can't discount that. They
came down to a final shot.
I'm not discounting that at all, but we went. Was we undefeated against OKC last year? Let me look. Well, let me make sure.
Now,
double check.
Undefeated against OKC last year. Were the Lakers undefeated against OKC last year?
If it wasn't 4-0, it was 3. If it wasn't 4-0, it was 3-1.
Now
we lost like one game.
I will say this. I do think that the loss of Josh Giddey is going to hurt OKC.
Yeah, they're underestimating that loss.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I like Alex Caruso. I think the whole thing is they essentially traded for a stronger defensive role player. So I think that was a good pickup for them. But when I look at Josh Giddey's versatility on the offensive end, and there were times where he was able to take the pressure off of SGA offensively, that I think they're going to miss a little bit when we get into the season. Go ahead, George.
It was 3-1.
3-1.
Okay. It was 3-1 last year.
I said 3-1. Yeah, they only won. Yeah.
Willie said that have spread guards that offensively can play with everyone, no weakness except in the paint. This still will get a mid-level exception to solidify the paint area.
No weakness except in the paint. That's like saying their team is good, except they don't got no quarterback.
Right.
I think y'all putting too much on LeBron. I don't think
that's like the New York Jets last year. This Jet team. No, the Jet team is really good, but they didn't have a quarterback. What does that mean?
The Jets defense was top 5.
Yep.
Top 5 all season. And
but they couldn't, with no quarterback, what you gonna do? With
a bunch of weapons on offense.
And
you had Lazard, you had Brees Hall, you had Brees
Wilson.
You had Wilson, you had Brees Hall, you had weapons, but you had no quarterback, so it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. So without no paint presence,
and the defense kept them in every single game. That was the frustrating thing. But we had no quarterback to throw the ball. That was it.
Denver Nuggets coming off of 57 wins.
So, all right, back to the original question. Who's better than Denver? So, wait, is it who's better than Denver or who's coming out the West?
Who's coming out the West?
Okay, I say I got the Lakers.
You got the Lakers. Okay. J-Mac, who you got?
OKC.
OKC. Keisha, coming out of the West.
I'm going to say Denver.
Okay.
Actually, let me change that. Can you have two? Can you have an either or?
Yeah, you can. That's fine.
I say it's either OKC or Minnesota.
Okay. Okay.
It's one of those two.
Those are definitely very, very good picks.
And all of those teams are better than the Lakers, by the way.
Cat.
Uh-oh. Oh, let's go. Here we go.
Yeah. Stop that.
Now, George.
Stop
Wait
that.
a minute. You going to tell me the Lakers are
based on what?
The Lakers are better than the T-Wolves?
George?
Based on what? What do the T-Wolves have? I'm asking you because you told me they better, so you have to defend your position.
No, okay. Well, I don't have the roster, but D-Lo put the roster up. Let's go, man. Let's go position by position.
Oh no.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we went through the OKC roster. Let's go through.
Yeah, Keisha, you know that's why you
Keisha is agreeing
because
with you.
Keisha is a LeBron fan. She's not a Lakers fan.
But I have
but these picks are not about fan brain. I respect your take, George, because you're a knowledgeable basketball man. But right now, I gotta admit, it feels like fan brain right now, bro.
Come on, man.
It feels like fan brain.
I
because
got common sense.
I brought up
The
the
Lakers are
OKC.
better than the T-Wolves.
I brought up the OKC fact. I was dissed. I told you it was 3-1. No one said anything about the fact that we was 3-1 against the OKC Thunder. The
Okay,
best
that's
team in
against
the
the
West.
OKC. That okay,
Best
but
team in the West.
3-1, but that team still finished first in the conference.
Sure did.
So does it not say something about the Lakers that they won 75% of the games against the best team in the Western
It
Conference?
says nothing about them because against
it says
everyone else,
nothing?
they still ended up a play-in team. They
It
still
says
ended up a
nothing.
play-in team.
It says nothing.
It doesn't.
Yes, he's right.
Listen.
Wow. Okay.
They-
Okay.
This is why.
They were
This is
a
why.
playing
This,
team.
this is why I say it says nothing because some teams just don't match up well against other teams.
So
But
George,
there are 30
you
teams in the league.
George, they beating Denver. They're beating.
They can't be. But that's a perfect analogy, Keisha. Because by the same token, the Lakers couldn't beat Denver to save their
They
lives.
couldn't even
But
beat Denver during regular season.
I made that point. I clearly made that point when I said that previously. I was
Right.
like, the only team in the West that I fear, that the Lakers fear, that there's an internal mental dam
It's a
in their
mental
head. It's a mental block. It's a mental blockade. We had them by 20 in the playoffs.
You did.
You don't lose games like that unless bad coaching and your mentality's not solid.
But I've seen
20,
I
20
disagree with
points.
that,
No.
'cause I've
20,
seen
you know,
teams-
double digit leads in the
I've
playoffs.
seen teams in the playoffs blow 20-point leads. This
I
league,
know
yeah,
that. I'm not saying it
a
doesn't
20-point
happen.
lead is nothing to overcome now. With the way that they shoot threes in this league,
Nothing.
20 points is nothing to overcome. So that's why I disagree with that.
I stand corrected. The Lakers were 1-3 against the Timberwolves
Okay.
last year.
Los
Okay.
Angeles Laker roster entering training camp. Colin Castleton, Max Christie, Anthony Davis, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, Blake Henson, Jalen Hood, Bronny James, LeBron James, Kyler Kelly, Dalton Neck, Maxwell Lewis, Quincy Olivari, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish, D'Angelo Russell, Arnell Traore, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood.
I'm gonna need Keisha to change your affiliation. You need to change your affiliation. All this hand in head.
I'm just
No,
saying.
all this head in hand.
I,
All this head in hand. No.
Keys,
Because
Keisha,
you didn't know nobody who was named off Denver's team, and you was just proud just watching. They said two names. You said. You went into hold up. She went into full is a potluck dinner at work, and she don't know who cooked. So she prayed, Lord bless this food that I don't get sick.
I'm not even eating. I'm not eating. How about that?
Who made that macaroni and cheese?
I'm not
Who made the
eating.
salad?
Okay.
Who made the tater salad?
I don't care how it looks. I'm not even eating that. Not happening.
Michael McFadden says with a healthy Zion Williamson, he wouldn't sleep on the Pelicans. Are the Pelicans ready to take the next step?
no.
I don't know if they're ready to make the next step, but they will be better. Zion looks. It's like he finally got it.
He looks beastly.
He must have took
Something finally
Ozempic.
clicked.
No, he has matured. He has finally resigned himself to the no, because and we've talked about this like in previous iterations before this became an official show, but we've talked about Zion even going back to his draft status, you know, when it was him, RJ and Ja, you know, being drafted. Everyone knows that Zion wanted to be in New York.
Yeah.
I think he's finally resigned himself to the fact that I'm an NBA basketball player. Let's get the New York pipe dream out of my mind, and let's just focus on being the most dominant big in the game, which he can be if he really wants to be. So with that, with him finally coming to work in shape, with him playing the way that he's playing, that could very much elevate them. But I think the wild card for me is Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, that has to get settled.
That's what I was going to say.
The Brandon Ingram thing has to get settled before they can move forward to the next level.
Maybe
He has
that's
to
what
do.
the Knicks needs to do too. Because from my understanding, that's why y'all a little salty about LeBron because he ain't come to y'all.
I have to respond to this, George. I have to. As a real New York Knicks fan, I never wanted LeBron.
I didn't
here.
want LeBron. Right.
I never wanted LeBron. just to be clear, I never wanted LeBron James.
I love it.
He was doing that. I said, LeBron ain't coming here. I knew he wasn't coming here.
Right. I was never. I was more excited about Melo and Amari Stoudemire than I was about the prospect of LeBron James. To be honest with you, because he has never.
Bishop J Mac, you don't want LeBron either.
He's never excited me.
You didn't want LeBron either, Bishop J Mac.
He frozen.
Huh?
No, J Mac wanted him. J Mac wanted him.
Okay.
I didn't want him.
I wanted him, but I
Bishop, you wanted my boy?
Oh, I wanted LeBron in his prime. Yes, I did.
Because I don't know how you could look at 28-7-7 and be like, nah, I'm straight.
No. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. I just always, because one thing I will say about the orange and blue is no one has ever been above the uniform who has been here, and maybe that's the New York bias that's in me. I can be honest enough to admit that. As a native New Yorker, I have a New York bias about the way I look at my sports teams. My sports teams are blue collar. They're hard working teams. They're everyman teams. Even with a superstar like a Patrick Ewing, even with the Yankees having, as much of a superstar as Derek Jeter was, as a Yankee, if I'm being honest, as a Yankee fan, I didn't want Alex Rodriguez in 2009. I'm grateful for his contribution.
A lot of Yankee fans did not want him,
but I didn't want him because there are just certain types of players whose personalities project above the game, and as a New York sports fan, that's an issue for me.
I'm gonna tell you,
and that's personal. I admit that. That's personal.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't want, and I was upset when they traded him and brought him here. When they traded David Wells for Roger Clemens.
Yeah, that was another one. Yes, that's perfect. I didn't want Roger Clemens here either. I agree.
I was a Boomer fan. 33, that was my dude. Mm-hmm. Boomer Wells, that was my guy. And they traded my guy for Roger Clemens. I was totally angry with that trade.
Willie Green's. Well, we're gonna get to the Eastern Conference in just a minute. We still haven't really gotten through the West yet.
Can you, before you get too far, I want you to read off the Timberwolves
roster.
We read off the Laker roster. Now let's be fair.
We've done Lakers. We've done Nuggets.
So we're gonna be comparing the Lakers because George said it.
Because we know. We know who's at the top of each roster, and we know what challenges both teams present each other. Like, but there hasn't been much shuffling at the top of these rosters for us to not know what's going to happen going forward. Ant's going to be better. I can't say the same about Cat. Can't say the same about Gobert. Can't say the same about LeBron. Can't say the same about AD. They'll still be at the same level, at their prime level. You'll have a better Reeves. Don't know what D-Lo you're gonna get, whether it be the 6 for 6 from 3 D-Lo or the 1 for 15 D-Lo. We don't know. But there's other people that's gonna be in the spot. You have Connect. I love the Connect kid. A spot up shooter. That's something we needed. With JJ Redick being there, we won't have to worry about coaches falling in love with certain players.
Okay.
And
you hope.
And telling a Torian
we don't know what we're gonna get we don't know what we're gonna get with JJ
George,
Redick. We don't know.
I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that.
Make this comment. We are.
But y'all did see Torian Prince wait for Darvin Ham to go get a new job and then go to where Darvin Ham was.
I mean, absolutely. I mean,
we was crazy when we was saying this man was playing favorites out
Oh
there.
no, you're absolutely right. There are some coaches that are like that, but my only thing, the caveat for me is we don't know what we're getting with JJ Redick because he's never done this before.
That's it.
That's true.
We don't know what JJ Redick
it's a wait and see.
Do.
We don't know what we're getting, but we do know he's a very, very intelligent basketball mind.
He has an intelligent basketball mind, but again, watching his podcast with LeBron, I think he has a brilliant coach's mind. But obviously, implementation and execution are important. You can do a lot of things theoretically, but now when you have to actually execute it, we'll see what happens.
Because, and just like you said, about the personality piece, one thing I do know about LeBron, and Keisha, you're going to agree with me on this. When LeBron checks out on you,
oh, you done. You can forget it.
It affects the whole team.
The whole team. Absolutely.
It does.
Agree.
It affects the whole team negatively.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
when LeBron checks out, the only time when LeBron checked out on somebody, and it didn't matter, was in Miami. And he told Pat Riley, I need you down here. Pat Riley was like, shut up and go play. I know your mama can't sit next to you.
He didn't have no power down there.
Heat culture.
None.
Heat culture.
None.
Yeah,
Minnesota Timberwolves roster currently going into training camp. Nickeil Alexander-Walker,
Nice.
Jalen Clark, Mike Conley, Rob Dillingham, P.J. Dozier, Anthony Edwards, Jesse Edwards, Luka Garza, Rudy Gobert, Joe Ingles, Jaden McDaniels, Leonard Miller, Josh Minot, Dasheen Nix, Naz Reid, Terrence Shannon, and Karl Anthony Towns. That's a pretty stacked roster.
I'm not picking against LeBron in the 7-game series unless Jokic is on the other side. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So we've got varied opinions. The Lakers, the OKC Thunder, possibly the Minnesota Timberwolves coming out of the West, and, of course, the Denver Nuggets. Moving and shifting to the Eastern Conference. The defending champs, the Boston Celtics, have retooled. They pretty much paid everybody and gave everybody an extension after this championship run, which I thought was interesting.
And then they sold the team, but we were.
Youth is not. Willie Green's youth is not taking over the league. It's been a proven fact. You have to do this thing for an amount of years. Yes, you're going to be a flash. You're going to flash on the screen. You're going to do amazing things. But it's a proven fact. You have to be tried by the fire in the NBA for you to actually accomplish the championship level of basketball.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Check the Celtics.
I mean, that goes back to the 80s and 90s. That point, George, is a great point. It goes back. That has been a constant in the NBA. To make when you're young, to make that leap, you've got to get your butt handed to you in the playoffs a couple times.
Exactly.
You've got to. And,
so
and then you take that next step.
That's why I can't just jump on OKC like that, because everybody else had to go through their trials and tribulations.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. So, again, moving to the Eastern Conference now. Eastern Conference, the Boston Celtics are the defending champs, again, as we stated. And the Eastern Conference, other than Boston, I think is pretty wide open. You've got the New York Knicks, who are coming off their best season in 30 years, easily. You've got the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are teetering. I mean, I don't know if the coaching change is going to be what they needed to get them over the hump. I always felt like J.B. Bickerstaff wasn't going to be the one that was going to get them over the hump.
But it's not his fault.
No, it wasn't. But we'll see what happens with Kenny Atkinson. And, of course, Donovan Mitchell got his boy back, stole him from the New York Knicks to come be the associate head coach for Kenny Atkinson out there in Cleveland. You've got the Orlando Magic, who are looking to make that leap. The Indiana Pacers, who are also looking to prove that last year was not an aberration, which I think it was. Because you're never going to... The reason why I say that, George, is because you're never going to shoot like that again. They're not that... They are not that... They had an all-time playoff run in terms of their shooting. Shooting 60 and 70% for playoff games is wow work. We know that does not happen and you saw it once you got to the conference finals. They cooled off, and the better team beat the brakes off of them.
The defense took over against a team that was at full strength.
I do think that they have a good enough coach in Rick Carlisle, a championship-winning coach, a guy who's been there, who knows what he's doing. But my question is, do those players buy in enough because Carlisle has made some adjustments, but if you listen to him, you could tell he's still very old school with his thought processes. He's made a lot of adjustments to make himself relevant in this date and time in the NBA, but does Indiana buy into that?
I believe so, but I mean, when I look at the East, I just feel like after Boston, New York, and Philly, I feel like everybody else outside of the Magic, I feel like everybody else in the offseason, all their moves to me were just shuffling cards.
Okay.
There was nothing.
That's a legit thought. I
Like
don't disagree with you.
how like a level, a pack of cards is a certain level.
Yeah.
And then you can shuffle them as much as you want, but it's just the same old daggone cards.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same. That's what it feels like for everybody. Cleveland, scared to make a move. Pacers, the Celtics are not young. Them boys been in the league forever.
I mean, no. I mean, for the most part, they're young. Their core is still under 30. Their core is still under 30.
Barely.
But they are. So you're right.
They got at least 2 more years.
Both things are true. They are
Right.
grizzled veterans because they've been around for a while, but they're still young enough that they can still be considered a young team. Yeah.
You can't be in your prime and still. I'm gonna get him. Get him back on the show, yo. He said they're in their prime and they're young. You can't have both. Anyway, like I said, like I really love what the Sixers did. As much as people don't like the Sixers and like kind of look at them kind of crazily, I like the fact that they're making an effort in spite of, they're taking big risks. There's risk with MD. There's risk with Paul George.
Yeah.
There's no risk with the Maxey kid. He's just super impressive.
Maxey is on his way to superstardom as well. He's
super impressive. So like I like that they made a move. So I know at least there's gonna be a 3-way tug of war with what I love to see the Magic to what Willie's talking about is the young team. If there was a young team that I love, it's the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
That's probably the young team that I love. Because I love Paolo. I love their guards. I love the Wagner boys.
The Wagner boys.
Yeah, man. I love them guys, man. I like that's my young team.
That's a young up and coming team, and they got their taste of the first round of the playoffs. Yeah.
Hear me good. If they see the Cavs again this year, Cavs is going home.
I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that.
Home.
I absolutely agree with that. I do think that
if they play Indiana, they can send Indiana home too.
I believe that.
Oh yeah, they've definitely got Orlando's going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah.
And Willie just said it. Yes, Orlando's going to be a tough out for anybody.
Yeah.
Listen, as a Knicks fan, I wanted no parts of the Orlando Magic in the first round last year. I wanted no part because I'm like, if there's a series that we could get beat, this is the one right here.
Yeah, that Ben Carroll kid is something else, man.
I was more confident against Philly than I would have been against Orlando last year as a Knicks fan. Because
who's gonna be last 2?
All right, Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna go traditional, and I'm gonna say New York and Boston. I think New York and Boston will be the last 2 standing in the Eastern Conference at the end of it. And I think New York knocks off Boston in 6.
Leave me last.
I was about to say that. Can I talk about camera? Hold on.
Right. Well, Keisha does it all the time, so go ahead, George. Go ahead. Keisha does it all the time. She just randomly turns off her camera when she don't want us to see her facial expressions.
We already know she's coming with her stuff, so no, you are not going last.
All things considered, everybody healthy, I got Boston and Philly.
Boston and Philly, okay. All right. Willie has New York and Indiana in the conference finals. That's a possibility. That's absolutely a possibility. J-Mac, I'm sorry. Keisha, what you got? You're the one who posed the question, so you got to answer it. Let's go.
Because you already know she already had her answer already there. That's why she put the question up.
I'm going to have to, even though Miami is my team, but we haven't heard nothing about Butler.
Miami is rebuilding.
Yeah,
Shuffling.
I'm not
reshuffling the deck.
I'm not, we're just going to leave them. We're going to leave them. But I'm honestly going to have to go with George on this one. I think it's Philly
Philly and Boston?
In Boston.
Okay. All right. Again, legit. J-Mac?
New York, Boston.
New York and
Boston. And the Knicks beat them in Game 7 in Boston.
Oh, wow.
Beat the Knicks. The Knicks are counted out. They go to Boston and Brunson saves them.
Oh no, Keisha got backup in the comments.
There go my girl.
There go my girl. What are you doing on
Keisha's got backup in the comments.
She ain't got no backup, nothing.
There go my girl. When I tell you she was holding me down, let me tell you. She told me. I said, they telling me I can't wear my jersey. She said, Keisha, let me see the post. I'm going right to that post right now.
You gotta listen to her, and she'll be sitting right out here in Medford talking about, what happened? Y'all let that happen to Keisha in the Garden? That's what she'll be saying.
Right, exactly. So no, we can't. That's why we can't do it. Look at this nonsense. Look at this nonsense.
That's right. That's my girl right there.
Okay, all right. Don't buy
Willie is saying Boston and New York. The reason why I can't take Philly seriously is because of the injury concerns for me.
So
it's really the injury concerns
for the Knicks.
No, because the Knick injuries were freak injuries. Philly has players. I mean, other than Mitchell Robinson. Mitchell Robinson is the only Knick who has a chronic injury history.
Right.
Philly has two players they're depending on. They're two of their three superstars, if you want to call Maxey a superstar. Two of their three superstars, the guys they're depending on for big minutes, have chronic injury histories. Although Paul George played a ton of games last year, he was great. Is he going to be able to do that again this year at 35 in the Eastern Conference?
The Eastern Conference.
Yeah, in the Eastern Conference.
The Eastern Conference.
In a cold weather city. In a cold weather city. In a place where, the Atlantic Division alone, that's a rough division. Granted, they haven't been top of the heap, but the Atlantic Division traditionally beats up on each other. You got the Knicks, the Celtics, Philly, Toronto, Brooklyn. I mean, not so much Brooklyn right now, but those top four.
But they're gonna play the Knicks tough. They always play the Knicks tough, no matter what their roster is.
Three of the five teams in that division are expected to be at the top of the conference, and they got to play each other 4 times.
Then you factor in Miami, who's in the Eastern Conference.
Right. Then you got to play Miami 3 times. You got to play Orlando a minimum of 3 times. You got to play Indiana a minimum of 3 times.
And you got the tournament, the midseason tournament in there.
Right, you've got the Emirates Cup. So
let's not forget about Milwaukee. Let's not forget about Milwaukee.
Right. I mean Milwaukee.
You can't count Milwaukee out.
I can't count out Milwaukee because of Giannis. And Dame. I absolutely agree with that. But that Doc Rivers piece, he just ain't it. Doc just ain't it.
Man, they got Doc and Darvin together.
That's true. Darvin is on Doc's staff now.
You ever seen 2 cats play with a ball of yarn?
Not 2 cats play with a ball of yarn.
Anybody that got Dame Lillard and Giannis, I can't count out.
No, I agree. You absolutely cannot count out.
I agree. Seriously speaking, I agree.
We talking about Dame Lillard, y'all. We talking about
I agree.
But right. Philly is going to need both in order to be, because again, the other issue with Philly last year, it boiled down to injury concerns. Because to be honest, if Philly plays anybody else but New York in the first round, Philly probably gets out of the first round.
Yep.
Let's just being honest. No fan brain, no bias. If Philly is playing, that was a bad matchup for Philly, despite what Paul Reed said. That was a bad matchup for Philly.
And he don't even play for them no more, right?
No, he sure don't. No,
they got him out of there.
They probably said, "You got to go. You opening your mouth.
Talk too much.
you got to go.
5 minutes a game, you got to go.
Right? You doing all that talking? Like, we want New York. Are you stupid?
George, why'd you pick Philly and Boston?
I really like Philly's team, and I'm a huge Paul George fan.
Okay.
I'm a huge Paul George fan, and I just feel like eventually it has to click for them, because if it doesn't, And when I make these predictions, I'm just assuming health for everybody.
Right.
So assuming health for everyone, I love what they put together in Philly. I really love what they put together in Philly.
But again, assuming health for everyone, to me, and again,
The
this
Knicks
is not
got the edge,
this
if
is
you
not
say
this
health.
is not fan
I don't
right.
know because
The reason why I would say that is from a defensive standpoint, because on the wings, you've got two elite defenders on
We
the
got
wings.
Anunoby now.
all right, but if we're being honest,
Mhm.
who's the best two-way player out of the bunch between New York and Philly?
The best two-way player out of the bunch is Paul George.
Injuries
It's
aside.
It's Paul George. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Embiid, injuries aside, is he not the MVP of the league? Injuries aside.
Injuries aside, absolutely true.
Maxey, promising young player, nothing but upside to him.
Upside, but still kind of inconsistent. We
And
got to
he's
see
not
if he's
better
going to be
than
able to
Brunson.
take that leap this year. So
He's not better than
again,
Brunson right
injuries
now.
aside, we've got to see. But Maxey is not better than Jalen Brunson yet.
All right.
He's
so
not better
let's
than
just-
Jalen Brunson right
Let's just do this. I'm gonna ask y'all this. Y'all don't think Brunson is plateaued?
No.
No,
Cat.
no,
He's done.
no.
Why do you think?
He's
Let me hear this. Why do you think so?
He's at his prime level. This is no disrespect.
Okay,
He's at his
right.
prime-
No, I understand what
he's
you're
at
saying.
his prime level. I'm not.
That's why I
saying
asked. Why do you
he-
think so?
And I'm not saying he's gonna fall off. I'm just saying he's at his prime level, and he's gonna perform at that prime level going forward.
Okay.
I'm just saying, don't look at me saying plateau is a negative thing.
No,
I'm just
no, I
saying
understand.
that I just feel like what he's doing right now, super impressive.
But even
I
if he
just feel
levels,
like-
if he
and
levels
that's not
off
even-
at 32 points a game, that's not saying something. If he levels off at 32 points a game and 8 assists a game,
What was the
But
season
it's
average
Embiid-
last season, Bishop? What was the season average last season?
he finished actually.
Because we know he led the playoffs in scoring.
But that's true. And then you look at the
Maybe
season
25.
So how
before
could, he, how
Embiid.
could he plateau if he was
Before-
he was the leading scorer before he got bounced? And
It had
before
to
he
be
got
25.
But before Embiid got hurt,
He
who was
finished
leading
at
the league in
28.7 a game
Oh, okay.
in the
Yep,
regular
I was
season.
Right. I was right.
Okay.
Yeah, around there.
28.7 a game, 7 assists. So let's call that a plateau. So let's deal in round numbers. So let's call that 30 a game and 70 assists and 7 assists a game. 30
Yeah.
If 30 and 7 is your plateau, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a negative thing. I'm just because there's just something.
But what more could he? If you say he plateaued, my question is then, what more can he do?
What are you giggling, Keisha? What are you
what's so
giggling
funny?
about?
This,
Right.
this cotton out. I'm just listening.
Because
But you giggling hard, bro. Like, what are you doing?
'Cause, like that's what I'm saying.
So,
It wasn't me saying he plateaued wasn't a negative comment.
Right, I didn't take it that way, and that's why I
It's
said third. If that's his plateau, I'll live with it.
I'm not taking it that way.
If you give me 30 and 7 throughout your prime, that's great.
Yeah, what would you expect from him if he's plateauing at 30 and 7? Like
What more
would you-
would I
would you
expect?
want him to
No,
give?
I'm not expecting any more from him. So I'm just saying that's his top level, that's his primary level, that's his plateau. So there's no room for improvement there.
That's fine, but he also gets back 25 and 10 at the 4 this year as well.
That's where I'm going. We got to
But
remember.
He gets back 25 and 10.
So we all know if 25 and 10 comes back,
And if you want to say that he's
means-
plateaued
that
again,
means-
that's fine.
that means that 30 is going to suffer. 30 is not
No,
going to be
not
30. 25 is going to.
Not necessarily.
So his point total stays the same, and Julius does the same
But
exact thing.
he was 25 and 10 while Jalen was putting up 29 a
That's
game.
what I'm saying.
He was
y'all
already
gonna- and
25 and 10.
And you're going to have $20 million corner sitters in Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. $30 million corner sitters just sitting there just waiting to catch it in the corner.
In
Kelly,
OG
it's not gonna
in
get much.
It's not
OG
gonna go like
Anunoby's
that.
okay, in OG Anunoby's case, actually both of them, yes, because and this is why I say that, because those guys are team guys. And yeah, they absolutely got big money, but they're guys who are best off the ball anyway. They are not ball dominant players. So if they can both put up 16 to 18 a night, you're fine. If you get both of them doing that, the Knicks are going to score 130 points a night.
And I got DiVincenzo and Josh Hart coming off my bench.
And if they can give you 10 to 15 a game off the bench from DiVincenzo, you get 10 to 15 a game off the bench from DiVincenzo.
Yeah, and to your point,
Josh Hart giving you 10 and 10 off the bench.
I live with Jalen Brunson's points coming down too. I'll live with that. If it's going to make
if those other guys are going to go up, that's fine too.
Yes, I will take that if him coming down. I will. Yeah.
Again, but we're talking about full health, because if everybody's fully healthy,
we talk about full health.
If everybody plays to if every one of those guys plays to their averages, then yes, on paper, again, it's just on paper, in terms of team, the Knicks are better than Philly. Yes, Philly.
How?
I'm going to explain because Philly has Embiid. Yes, so that's 33
Philly
a game.
Is just top heavy.
You got PG is going to give you PG at this point at 35. PG is going to give you 27 a game. Embiid's going to give you 33 a game. Maxi's going to give you 22 a game. But then what else do you have?
They top heavy. That's what I'm saying, George.
Because the Knicks are a better, more well-rounded team in terms of distribution. Distribution of numbers.
Tell me who we supposed to be scared of off of Philly's bench. Because I got two guys I can tell you right now that we can interchange. Whether McKellar's coming off the bench and DiVincenzo's
going to start.
Or DiVincenzo's coming off the bench
Devo's
and
coming off the
Bridges
bench.
is starting. I got two guys coming off my bench that I can tell you I depend on. Who does Philly have other than those
the
three?
depth of the Knick bench puts them over the top.
You got to tell me that.
You guys talking about depth. Only 5 guys could play on the court. So if 3 of the 5
But
guys,
we're talking about all things considered.
3 of the 5 guys are in the top 5 of the top 10 that's on the court. Why would I be worried about who could possibly come
because
off
of
the bench
injuries that you just spoke of?
But
We took injuries. We took the injury factor out. We took the injury factor out.
Apart.
Right.
Listen, before Embiid,
but it's not 3. It's not 3. Wait, George, it's not 3. It's 2 because we don't know what Maxey is yet. It's 2. It's not 3. It's 2.
If you had a player draft with the starting 5 from the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia Eagles. It's football time.
It's football season, yeah.
You mean to tell me the 3 guys from the Sixers wouldn't get picked before the three guys from the Knicks?
I absolutely would, especially when one of those 3 guys is Jalen Brunson. I'm picking Jalen Brunson over Tyrese Maxey.
Jalen Brunson
at the 1
in the top.
I'm taking Jalen Brunson.
If we're taking the starting 5s of both teams and we're drafting from that 10
from that pool, that's what I'm doing.
The first person that goes is
Jalen Brunson.
It can be Embiid or Brunson. It can be Embiid or Brunson.
It can't be or. He's the MVP, bro.
MVP. So you take him
and he was on his way to getting another MVP before he got hurt last season.
That MVP don't mean nothing to me when you couldn't
Come
play.
On, man.
You're not letting me finish my point, bro. When the dude couldn't play. Oh, now you gonna give me the Blake screen? Really? That's
He did the Keisha.
The dude couldn't play one year because he had food poisoning. Food poisoning. And you championing this dude? Please explain food poisoning to me. I've never heard anybody not play because of food poisoning.
He had food.
I mean, everybody's not going to be Michael Jordan, who's going to go out there and play with food poisoning. Because that so-called flu game, we now know that Michael Jordan actually had food poisoning.
Did you forget that? This dude didn't play. Let me finish. This dude didn't play one year because he had food poisoning, and you gonna pop this dude up like that?
Willie Green says Knicks over the Thunder in the finals.
Embiid had food at Keisha potluck. That's why.
Yeah, okay, right.
That I didn't eat.
That she didn't even eat that.
Keisha told him, she's like, Joel, don't eat that food.
in the playoffs because he had food poisoning. He couldn't even watch his own diet. And this is who I'm gonna put the franchise hands in?
So
no way.
What I'll
No
say,
way.
George, is okay. You're picking
me that,
5
George.
out of those
You
10.
not gonna do
So
it.
my
Yeah.
top
You
5
not gonna do
picks.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Don't
Embiid
go
first. I'm taking at this point in their careers. I'm taking
Yes.
Jalen Brunson second.
Yes. Okay.
I am taking PG third because I
Right.
agree he's the best two-way player. Who am I taking fourth? Julius Randle.
I'm taking
of
Julius
the
Randle.
starting 5s. I'm taking Julius. Who's at the 4? I'm not taking
Who's
Maxey.
fifth? Who's fifth?
The 5th player that I'm taking, Mikal Bridges.
Mikal Bridges.
I'm taking
Yes.
Mikal Bridges
Julius.
over. And again,
Gino,
not fan brand. I'm taking
I
Mikal
disagree.
Bridges over Tyrese Maxey.
I
am.
disagree. I disagree.
I'm
And
building
here's
a starting lineup.
And here's why
You
I
said build a
disagree.
starting lineup. I'm building
Here-
a starting lineup.
Here's why I disagree. We saw Tyrese Maxey and how he played when there was no Joel Embiid there. Did he not do well? Did he not
Absolutely.
hold it down?
He absolutely
Did we not see Mikal Bridges go from the Phoenix Suns to get to the Brooklyn Nets and flop?
I wouldn't say that he flopped.
And
I
what do you mean he flop?
20 points a game is not
He
a
averaged
flop.
20 a game.
They put the franchise in his hand, and all he could do was barely 20 a game.
They put the franchise in his hand with nobody around him.
I don't want to hear that. That was his franchise.
Ben Simmons couldn't get on the court.
No,
Dennis
no.
Smith Jr. was his
George,
point guard,
listen,
and then after that, Dennis Schroeder.
Mikal
Come
Bridges,
on.
If you put that
George,
man
come
on
on,
that
man.
squad, he should have been averaging 26 a game. By himself, I don't care.
Not
He
if
was
you're going to be
barely-
the focal point of defenses every single night, and you've got nobody
They
else.
put the franchise in his hand. They put it in his hand.
Okay.
He barely did 20 a game. He proved himself to be a role player. Did he not?
I disagree.
I disagree with that.
I
He
disagree
should.
totally.
Keisha, did Mikal Bridges prove himself to be an all-star, or did he prove himself to be a role player?
Role player.
Thank you.
Keisha, you didn't watch none of Mikal Bridges
Keisha,
last
you
year.
never
Stop your
watched- you didn't
nonsense.
watch the
You don't even
Brooklyn
watch the
Nets.
Brooklyn
I
Nets.
knew,
Stop it.
I knew this conversation. This is why I asked the question. This is why I asked. I knew it. I just knew it.
Put that comment back up.
I knew it. I knew what this
Randall
conversation.
gotta pass the ball. Everything is cool and dandy now. Jalen Brunson is giving money back. Everybody's happy. Y'all don't know Julius Randle.
We don't know Julius Randle?
I remember Lakers Julius Randle.
You remember
Trust me.
Lakers Julius Randle.
Wait,
You remember
I remember-
19 and
we
20-year-old
don't-
Lakers
we don't
Julius
know
I
Randle.
remember.
I agree. But I think
Alright.
I also think that Julius Randle has matured quite a bit.
Absolutely.
And-
There's maturity that comes up, but there's gonna be times where y'all come back here on this show and y'all gonna wonder why didn't he hit OG in the corner and when he was
Wait,
wide open.
listen.
But that's going to happen with the big three in Philly. They're not going to just come out on the court and just know how to play.
Listen,
Wait,
that happened
Very
with
true.
Jalen Brunson.
They not going to just come out and start playing. Look at what happened in Miami. It took them 2 years to win a chip with Braun, Wade,
Bosh and
and
Wade.
Bosh.
Mhm.
They did not even win the first year. So just because
Very
they
true.
coming together, bro, don't just count Philly in there. Now we gonna be best for
And those were 3 players in their prime. And those were 3 superstars in their prime.
But
Exactly.
but that's the difference though. Those are 3 superstars. You guys added role players to your team. You
Okay.
guys added role players to your team.
Because we're content with the superstars that we have.
Exactly. So those are 2 different circumstances.
Absolutely.
The Miami situation was taking 3 all-star superstars together.
But that's what Philly
All
is.
Philly added
True.
But that's
Philly
what
added a
Philly
superstar
just
on the decline.
Bro,
Philly added a
Wait.
superstar on the decline.
Who was
That's
the
what
number
Philly
one?
just did.
Who was the number 1 in LA? Was it Kawhi or Paul George?
Kawhi.
So
Kawhi
it's not the
was
same
number
thing.
one.
It's not the same thing. Paul George is not the number 1.
I mean, that is absolutely true. He's a superstar on the decline.
But he's a superstar. He's a superstar. That's why they paid him the money they did.
You've got a
exactly.
Philly has a superstar in his prime in Embiid. They have an
Listen, guys.
emerging superstar
They paid
in.
Paul George like a superstar. I'm asking you that. What was his contract? Did he get paid like a superstar? Yes,
He
or
absolutely
no?
did.
Absolutely.
He absolutely did.
No. It's
Yes.
yes or no.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
That's why I'm saying their top three, if you took both starting fives out of 10 players, their top three are in the top 5. So if we're looking at them healthy, no injuries, that team is more
You
impressive.
still never answered my other question.
No,
though,
they're not. Their top three are not in the top 5 because
I
no.
want to answer his question.
In the Knicks?
I want to
You
answer
never
Jay's next
answered my
question.
question.
That's incorrect though.
Who's coming off of Philly's bench? 'Cause you wait. You gotta skate it. Wait, let me finish. You skated by.
Listen,
skated
I'm not
by
aware. I'm not a Philly fan, so I'm not aware of the depth of their bench.
That's what I'm saying.
All I
Okay,
know about Kelly Oubre. I know about they don't.
He's starting at the 2. He's starting at the 2. He's their starting 2 guard.
And he's impressive.
Kelly Oubre is
Kelly Oubre is a role player.
trash.
I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna call him trash. but Kelly Oubre is a role player.
He faded off the camera, but he just said he don't know the roster.
Wait.
You just said you don't know the roster.
You're muted. You're muted,
Everybody
Joe.
got the Steven syndrome.
Kelly
Who is
Oubre.
he better than on the Knicks?
Now I'm not gonna call him trash, but I agree with J Mac. I'm not taking Kelly Oubre over OG Anunoby. I'm not taking Kelly Oubre over Mikal Bridges. I'm not taking him over any of those guys.
Is he better?
I never said he was. I never said he was.
Is he better than Josh Hart?
You said that he's impressive.
Yes, he's better than Josh Hart. Yes, he's better than Josh Hart. Absolutely, he's better than Josh Hart.
Disagree.
Are
Disagree
you
totally.
serious?
Come on, we're not gonna.
Josh Hart's a better rebounder. Josh Hart's a better rebounder and shot better from the.
Let's relax. That was not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
George, the numbers don't lie. Again, the numbers don't lie. Josh Hart was a better rebounder, and he shot better from the field than Kelly Oubre. So how is Kelly Oubre better than somebody who out-rebounded?
This is what I'm saying.
Now don't get me wrong. Kelly Oubre is a great
I'm not a Philly fan. You got fair brain. You call Kelly Oubre trash.
Kelly Oubre is a great on-the-ball defender, but I have more confidence in Josh Hart getting a kick-out pass from Jalen Brunson than I do Kelly Oubre getting a kick-out to the corner from Joel Embiid. And us needing a basket.
That's fan brain, bro.
That's not fan brain. The numbers don't lie. Kelly Oubre shot 34% from 3. Josh Hart shot 37.
Josh Hart shot 31%
for the season. In the playoffs.
You cannot use percentages for that small sample size.
You have to consider the sample size, because at the end of the day, that's the sample size that counts. That's the sample size that determines the champion. Because all it takes is for a player to get hot at the right time of the year.
If I'm analyzing a player, I cannot look at 6 to 8 games and take a percentage over taking 82 games, which is a greater sample size for me to look at and draw from.
No, you can't look at it like that, George.
Absolutely, I can.
The playoffs got more pressure. Are you kidding me? Are you really saying the regular season, you putting more faith in the regular season than the playoffs?
No, I'm not. I'm just talking about shooting percentages.
But that's what I'm talking about, too. You put more faith in the regular season when there's no pressure on a Monday night in October than a Tuesday night in the playoffs?
Not a Monday night in October. I'm talking about the whole season. The whole season.
So you saying the season is more important? I'm asking. I want you to explain yourself.
Josh Hart shot 34.4% from 3 for the year.
I knew it wasn't 31. I knew it wasn't 31.
I'm looking right at it.
I just looked at it. Josh Hart shot 34.4 for the year. I just looked it up.
I knew it wasn't 31%.
2023-24 regular season. I'm on Stat News right now. 31%.
I'm on ESPN. 34.4.
ESPN trumps that, brother.
I'm on Stat News right now. 31.
ESPN said it.
We gotta go with
I
ESPN.
got stat
Jordan.
views.
Thank you, Key.
We gotta go with ESPN, Jordan. You
ESPN.
know, I'm really big on that. I'm big on that. We gotta go with
Kelly Oubre 3-point percentage
Why do we have to go
32.7.
Why do we have to go?
What are we talking about here?
Why we gotta go with George?
It doesn't matter. Kelly Oubre shot 32.7% from three. No, he didn't. Josh Hart shot 34.4.
He going down this hill.
Nah, man, y'all gotta stop.
Nah, because I tried to tell you, you keep talking about these three, and I'm telling you the bench does matter. You trying to say
No,
the
this
bench
is
don't
what
matter.
this is what happened. I'm trying to
Kelly
tell you-
Oubre. Okay, so I'm sorry. That 32.7% is for his career. Kelly Oubre for his career 31.1.
Oh, so now you want to use the stat views?
No, I'm not looking at stat. I'm not looking at stat muse
If that matches up the 31.1
for Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre, 31.1 last season. 23-24. Kelly Oubre shot 31.1% from three.
Let's just say this. If I had to pick a role player for my team, I'm picking Kelly Oubre before I pick Josh.
And that's fine.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. But I would personally, because Kelly
I
Oubre.
have no allegiance to Kelly Oubre at all. He's never played for a team that I support.
And that's
am
fine.
A fan of, so I cannot suffer.
I've seen
from
enough of Kelly Oubre to know that he's not better than Josh
Kelly
Hart in the
Oubre.
grand scheme of the game of basketball.
That was big.
I
he's
seen
not.
the playoffs last year. That's all I needed to see. He was very inconsistent.
I'm not taking Kelly. I'm not. Listen, Philly
Very
lost
inconsistent.
because
Hart was
those
very
role players
but
couldn't
they got
make
hurt.
baskets.
That's why
what
they
it
lost?
boils down to.
That's why they lost?
Yes, they lost because those role players didn't make baskets.
That's why they lost.
Yes, that's why they lost. What do you think the reason was?
It had nothing to do
What's
with
my man name that don't play for them no more?
Joel Embiid on one leg averaged 33 points a game.
So don't you?
Tyrese Maxey averaged 30 a game. Their superstars did what superstars do. Their role players did nothing, George.
Let me ask you a question.
You can't tell me that team.
If Joel Embiid can actually jump off the floor.
So you're telling me that Joel Embiid having to give
a double-double.
I'm answering
on
it.
one leg, and he
Okay.
can't jump, and he's
Okay.
still getting 30 on y'all.
Absolutely.
On
And
one
you
leg.
and you know what?
What is he gonna do?
So what you're saying is Joel Embiid needs to
y'all.
let me answer you. Joel Embiid is going to have to average 65 points a game to beat us because nobody else on this team can make a freaking basket. That's what you're telling me. The MVP, hold on, J-Mac, the MVP is now on two good legs and needs to average 50 a game to beat us because his team, who you bigging up, Kelly Oubre over Josh Hart, you're telling me that this man now needs to get 50 a game. You're telling George, you're telling me this is what you're saying. Look at the logic. You're saying, oh, he averaged 33 on one leg. He absolutely did. And it meant nothing because nobody else on his team could hit the side of a barn.
What's the guy's name, D-Lo, that they just got rid of that was in the starting lineup that couldn't hit the side of a barn and they was
Tobias
overpaying?
Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Who?
Tobias Harris.
Never showed up. He never showed up, and you defended
Tobias Harris hasn't showed up in the
didn't show
NBA.
up.
They needed 20. They needed 20 from Buddy Hield off the bench to stay in Game
Tobias
6.
was a superstar in that team. Don't try to downplay him now to make.
They chose Tobias Harris over keeping Jimmy Butler.
Who got the fan brain right now?
They kicked Jimmy
They
Butler out of
this
there.
is about Philly. This is not fan brain. They chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. They chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. And even as a role player, he didn't get it done.
So don't y'all think the fact that now they replaced Tobias Harris, who hasn't shown up in a Philly uniform ever?
But they had to. They had no choice because he didn't do nothing.
You telling me Embiid got to get 50 a game in order for them to have a shot against the Knicks?
So don't you think they're a whole lot better off with Paul George filling that spot?
We wanted you to come on and tell your story, Bishop Butler.
He probably eating a steak right now or Chick-fil-A.
Oh no, Keisha, behave yourself.
Listen, I'm
Go ahead,
telling you,
George.
when Joel Embiid unfortunately left the floor with injury, he was on his way to leading the whole league
Okay.
in the center position.
Okay.
How much more if he was healthy? This is an argument about health. Like we all know, this could all be null and void. This could all be null and void with one twist of his back, and we could just be yelling for no reason right now. So
this is true because he has an injury history. Absolutely true.
I'm just saying,
and that's the point we're making.
If he gets there healthy, if they get there healthy, I'm picking the Sixers to go against the Celtics, and I got the Sixers in 6 because I don't think that Embiid gets the respect that Jokic just get, and I respect him more as a player if he's on the court. I can't knock a man because his body.
Listen, as great as Joel Embiid is individually, he cannot do it alone. Michael Jordan proved that in the 80s and into the early 90s. As great as Mike was in the 80s, leading the league in scoring, 30-some-odd points per game, he didn't win anything until he got help. So I don't care how great Joel Embiid is. If the players around him are terrible or don't make shots, it doesn't matter.
But we do know at the end of the day, there has to be someone that's the guy.
Absolutely true.
I put the Knicks next to the Sixers. The guy in the Knicks is Jalen Brunson, and the guy in the Sixers is Joel Embiid.
But none of that matters. But none of that matters if both. It doesn't, because both guys showed up in that first round series. Both guys showed up.
Well, both guys were 100%.
But that didn't matter because they put up the same. They canceled each other out.
Y'all gonna make Butler get on here.
They canceled each other out. It came down to role players.
What's more likely to happen? Because you keep saying if. So I'm going to ask you this since you keep saying if. What's more likely to happen? Embiid being healthy or, like you said, him twisting his back? What's more likely?
Anything can happen.
No.
Anything can happen.
No.
Because we're not going to act like Jalen Brunson is the most healthy basketball player either.
I didn't ask you what. I asked you what's more likely.
Jalen Brunson is more durable than Joel Embiid. Jalen Brunson's season ended because he broke his hand.
George.
What we know, what's more likely
in the last game of the season. Jalen Brunson broke his hand in the last game of the season. That's what ended his season.
George.
Thank you, George. I appreciate your silence. Thank you.
Jalen Brunson has been durable his entire career. He's been durable his entire career.
More likely than not, Embiid is going to get hurt again. You know it. That's why you keep saying if.
I mean,
whether argument's been if all night since we've been talking about this. You probably don't even realize it, but you've been saying if like you're an English teacher.
Yeah, but
not an English teacher.
All this conversation is assumption.
No. It's not assumption.
You cannot make. There's no. We're all making theories on what we know with past history, and now I'm not gonna make assumptions. We can't make predictions and assumptions based off of the injury.
I can predict that your boy gonna get hurt. I predict it.
Oh Lord, he prophesied. Wait, it's a prophetic flow. It's a prophetic flow.
And we're gonna come back.
It's a prophetic flow. It's a prophetic flow. Mark it down. September 3rd, 2024 at 9:40 p.m.
Bishop the screen.
You can't use the power for that.
Mark it down.
Bishop J. Mack has prophesied that Joel Embiid will be injured. Yo,
it's gonna happen.
Yo,
it's gonna happen within the first 20 days.
You gonna walk past that tree. Are you cursing Joel Embiid's tree? He cursing the tree. You gonna turn around, walk back around in January?
My
I didn't curse nothing. That's who he is.
My God.
That's who he is.
Here comes the prophetic word.
He done cursed the Philly big man. Lord have mercy. He done cursed the Philly big man.
It's pathetic because he gets hurt every year.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Mighty Savior.
Seriously speaking, we hold it against people for getting injured now.
Yeah, I am, because he got to do better with his nutrition. He's got to do better with taking care of his body. He doesn't take care of his body.
This is a high collision sport. Anybody can get injured at any moment.
He doesn't take care of his body, George.
He does get a lot of non-contact injuries, though.
D-Lo.
He does get a lot of non-contact.
Some people are more unfortunate than others.
Do me a favor, because I want you to prove my point.
Okay.
Look at the last 5 years of Embiid and see how many times he's been injured in those 5 years. Just 5 years. I'm not going to even do 3 because that ain't going to be fair. I would win.
I'm not disagreeing with that point.
Let's say 5.
I'm not disagreeing with that point.
You see what you started? You see what you started, George? You see what you started?
I'm not disagreeing with that point.
And more I'm saying is, I don't have to prophesy it. This is what's been happening every year since he's been in the league.
Joel Embiid, 2016, 2017. I'm going to go back 10 years just about. 2016, 2017, 31 games. 2017, 2018, 63 games. 18, 19, 64 games. 19, 20, 51 games. 2021, 51 games. 21, 22, 68 games. 22, 23, 66 games. 23, 24, 39 games.
All right, so outside of last year, those are not bad numbers. The numbers.
He didn't even give you the playoffs yet, brother. He didn't talk about him missing the playoffs yet. That's just the regular season.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Miss you tonight.
Because that's where he's missing it. He's missing in the playoffs.
The playoffs are what they are, but we can't. You have to endure the regular season to actually get.
George, can I ask you a question? When the last time he been to the Eastern Conference Finals? This MVP of yours?
He's never been there. He's never been there.
Say it one more time.
Don't make me ask you this next question. If you make me say he's never been there again, I have to ask you a question.
Ask me.
The New York Knicks, that's not a question. The New York Knicks got to the Eastern Conference Finals because the whole Eastern Conference was hurt last year.
Including the New York Knicks, by the way.
Including the New York Knicks. You forgot that little caveat. Did you forget that? Oh, yeah, you forgot that.
David, we didn't even get to that, Dave. We didn't even get to that.
We're going to get to that.
Not tonight.
You told me I had all the role players.
We over 90 minutes in. We got to bring it in.
Okay.
This was hurt.
Jalen Brunson ain't never played 82 either, but
that mean, yeah, because how long Jalen been here as a starter? How many years?
That's neither here nor there.
Oh, it is, because how long Embiid been in Philly? And he ain't done jack. All them years. Jalen just got here. He ain't been here 5 years. Wait, that's right. He ain't even been here 5 years, and you compare Jalen Brunson's run
I'm not comparing.
Jalen Brunson, 73 games in his rookie year, 57 games in his second year, 68 games in his third year, 79 games in his fourth year, 68 games and 77 games.
That's all I'm saying. This
has been an amazing show tonight. We're gonna have to continue this conversation next week. We'll continue this conversation next week. Join us back here next week as we continue part 2.
I got to go to the bathroom.
Oh my God! Now I got to go to the bathroom.
That's because of that food.
We will continue. We'll continue this conversation next week. Hopefully, we'll have David Wright and Bishop Butler with us on that. David says we do not need to. No, we're not trading Randall. He's not even. That's not even an option at this point.
Oh no!
But again, thank you, George. As of right now, the Knicks have no intention of trading Julius Randle. That is, they're on record as saying that Ian Begley has reported the Knicks have no intention of trading Julius Randle as it stands right now.
I don't think they're going to do that. When I saw that come through, I was like, nah, no.
As always, we welcome back. As always, we thank you, Keisha, for being with us and being a part of it. We welcome back Bishop J. Mack from cruising all across the Caribbean and enjoying himself. He got that preacher glow on him. And of course, those of you who tune in, thank you for coming back. I know we missed about 3 weeks. We took our summer break, but we're back.
But we came back with a bang tonight.
We came back with a bang tonight. Don't forget, podcast audio version is available tonight at midnight, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. It'll be there for you. We appreciate you. Next Tuesday, we back at it again. We're going to continue this conversation. Hopefully, we'll get into some stuff as the W gets ready to transition into their playoff season, which is going to be a lot of fun. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have turned their season around and are now currently jockeying for 4th in the East of the WNBA. So a lot to talk about in the next couple of weeks. So you don't want to miss it. Join us. Church
Looking
guys,
forward to the
church
Chicago
folks.
Sky playing the Liberty in the first round.
Got to talk about that. Liberty currently and will probably be the number 1 seed right now.
They
Chicago
play tonight,
Sky
actually.
angling for the 8th. They're playing each other tonight, but playoffs is going to be a different beast. And we got to talk about the coaching job that Teresa Witherspoon has done, and the struggle. I'm not even gonna go there because I saw something the other night.
You're gonna get Keisha started.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want because we gotta go. But I definitely want to talk about her lack of use of Carmela Cardozo, who was having a dominant game the other night, and they totally went away from her. And I'm like, what is happening?
Agree on that? We're gonna agree on that right now.
Listen, she was dominating, and they stopped getting her the ball, and I'm like, what's happening?
I want to apologize.
But it's
they questioned Witherspoon about it.
Yeah, and she got upset. Right.
She got upset.
I want to
Keisha,
apologize right
No,
now.
Keisha, I told you.
No,
Keisha, you tried to make it an Angel Reese problem. I said it's not. It's a coaching problem.
George.
You're being mad shady, Keisha.
Yeah, Keisha's being. That's not an
how
Angel
you
Reese problem.
I'm gonna bring.
Keisha said
That's not an Angel Reese problem.
Keisha said how
That's
many
a coaching problem.
Keisha said
You
how
wait
many
till
of them
next Tuesday,
rebounds
'cause I
was
got
her
my
mixed
receipt.
layup. I said, Keisha, you gotta stop.
For the record, that night, Keisha, she only had 7 offensive rebounds, but finished with 19, which means she had 12 defensive boards, which came from the other team.
And she has improved her game. The girl got an outside shot now.
She's
remember
improved.
when she was drafted on draft night? You said she don't have a jumper.
She's worked on it. She's absolutely worked on it.
I'm coming next week with my receipts.
Bring your receipts. Bring video. Bring audio. Bring your receipts.
You cannot stand this girl with Reese, boy.
She really can't. Keisha has an Angel Reese bias.
Oh,
But
yes,
I'm going to leave it alone. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you next week. Have a great night, everyone. Church Folk Sports Show. We out.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, can you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a 3. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again. Yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up.